Guys, long time no see. Figured I'm gonna give you a quick update video because a lot of people are wondering where I've been, what I've been doing. The truck has been getting worked on, but my life is so busy right now. I have not been having the extra time to make videos, so I'm just gonna give you a quick walk around update. No editing, just show you guys sort of what's been going on. So since the last video where we did the Olin shocks, we went ahead and built this radiator system in the back here. So this is a Dodge Cummins radiator. It's a big 3-inch thick core. And then I made a carbon fiber mold for the rad fans. So these are Spall 16-inch fans, which should be plenty of CFM for this job. And I made the mold for this carbon fiber out of MDF. So you can see it's sort of got all sorts of contours and stuff on it, and it's not finished yet. It needs finish sanded and all prettied up. But you get an idea. It's carbon. So made this assembly, and you're probably wondering, well, how did you make the big MDF mold? And I made that on the same thing that I made all the bracketry for the rad mount. So what I did is I purchased a while ago a CNC router. So this is a Yall Work B CNC router. So this is a 4 foot by 4 foot jobber, and I have this set up that I can do mold work and some light duty aluminum work. So I've been working on doing some aluminum. You can see it's a mess right now because I'm actually doing a ball screw conversion on it to get a little bit tighter accuracy. And this has been really doing a great job for me and has really like stepped up the game as far as like what I can make. And I've been exploiting that. So this is like a $2,000 router that's been so far completely awesome. And I have a lot of modifications to it. It's got a pokey CNC controller, the same controller I run on my plasma that you guys have seen. And, you know, it just is a little bit better than what they come with, the Chinese kit stuff. So big fan of this guy. It's been running great. So other things that I've made on this router, I'll take you around to here, is I've been working on the interior. So since you guys have seen another video, I got a set of OMP seats. So these are OMP WRCRs. These are the rally seats, and they are FIA rated. They're not a containment seat. We'll get a containment seat for any track day stuff I do or track duty stuff I do. And right now my current project is working on the steering. So made this last night. This is just a drop down bracket and working on the shafting for the steering. And then you have seen, I believe, the video on the steering wheel build that I'm doing, and there's some cool carbon fiber work that's already done on this because I have a center LCD panel with like my chassis settings and a lot of switching. All my controls for the truck are going to be on the steering wheel. So we have this is a MPI steering wheel with an MPI quick mount, and then Jason over at Schmuck Belt machined this mount adapter over for me on his CNC, his Haas VF2, and we did that to mount these guys. So these are my magnetic shifter paddles, and these are actually off a sim racing rig. So if you look, a lot of the paddles that you can get for cars are kind of crappy, and I don't like them. And the really nice ones are about $600 a set, which is absolutely ridiculous. But these sim racing ones, these are simply just a 4-wire connector. And the truth be told, 2 of these wires are the switch wires that I need for my ECU system. So what we're going to do is we're going to make all of this system read through what they call a pogo connector. So all the wiring is going to come right out of the center here into a little pin connector that goes in the center here, that it doesn't matter how it's clocked on the shaft, it connects, and there's little rings that the pogo sticks push onto. Think like almost like a motor brush. And then inside of here, there's going to be a concentric electrical connector. So when it snaps on, each one of the connections has a ring, and we're going to have dedicated shifters. So they're going to be actual analog signals going to the ECU, and then everything else is going to be read over CAN bus out of the steering wheel. So I'm working on designing my own CAN bus modules for this, and you know, having all the the controls built into this, as well as making my own PCBs for this design. So we'll do a video on that someday. But like I said, super busy, so I'm just putting my time into actually doing the work more so than recording it. And then the other thing that I've been working on is down here. So this is my pedal design that I've been working on. And what this is a pedal box. It's a underfoot rear mount, rear master cylinder mount pedal box. So I've been working on this, and this is all machined by me in the garage with a CNC router, which is pretty awesome that the CNC router has been able to do this so far. And this is not finished. As you can see, there's crap here that this needs to be assembled. This is the potentiometer setup for the throttles. And this is a billet aluminum brake pedal, just for safety. I didn't want to do any carbon fiber work on the brakes until I validate them, but the throttle is a forged carbon fiber, solid forged carbon fiber pedal assembly. And this whole thing is all roller bearing and has thrust bearings for the ultimate smoothness. So what this is going to do is we're going to cut a section of the floor out here, and this is actually going to get sunk down into the truck and moved very far forward. So all the master cylinders and equipment is behind my feet, underneath my sort of cab area, and then the pedals are going to be very far forward, and that's because this is a regular cab truck and I don't have a lot of leg room, so you got to make the most of what you got. So this whole thing is getting pushed forward like that. So that's pretty much what I'm working on right now. This is a little bit more tedious. Like, that design work took some time, and it's pretty intricate. And you know, it's obviously a critical safety thing, so making sure you design it that, you know, all the bolts can have safety wire through them and you don't have any chance of things backing off. That's sort of the deal. So it takes a little bit of time to design. This is a tilt bar setup, so I will have adjustable brake bias on the dash, so I'll be able to dial in front to rear brake bias. And I am planning on running an ABS system that this will be compatible with. So this will be good for macro adjustments and trying to get the base adjustments right, so that the ABS system stays where it needs to be in its happy place. These are Brembo master cylinders, so these are takeoffs from a NASCAR Cup car, and one for the rear, one for the front. So nothing too crazy there, but it is a nice little piece of kit that I've been working on, and still have a ways to go. I'll have a nice carbon fiber shield where your feet will sit on. That's, you know, got textured surface. You can get some grip on your heels, and it should be a nice little setup. Also, there will be obviously pads that go on here, and there's also a clutch pedal, which is optional with the DCT. You can override and use the clutch. And then on the throttle pedal, we'll use a return plate. So, you know, God forbid something happens with the spring or gas shock assembly that's going to be in this throttle assembly, you can physically lift your foot up and pull the foot up with it. And then on top of that, there's a dead man or a dead pedal switch on the dash, which if I e-stop the truck, essentially, like if you're familiar with industrial equipment, if I e-stop the truck, it will dump the throttle signal. So, you know, if something were to mechanically fail in this, where the thing holds open and I can't get it to release, I can hit the e-stop and it will cut the signal to the truck, which is always good because I don't want to wreck in a fiery ball. So that is uber safe, throwing every single thing of safety I can on it. It does have dual opposing potentiometers for fail-safe on that. Everything is self-interfering, which you can't see because it's not assembled right now, but there's no chance of cam over or anything like that. Everything is safety wired. So, you know, brakes and throttle pedals are not something that you should take lightly in design, so we're not. We're trying to be pretty detailed. On the rest of the steering stuff, gonna continue to do this out. The rest of this is actually going to be aluminum. We have billet mount plates that go here and allow for an up and down adjustment in the truck, so I can get my steering wheel up and down. And those have a bushing assembly, not bushing, but a bearing assembly that go in here that capture the shaft. And then the same down there, there's a spherical bearing that allows this thing to articulate up and down to set my height where I need. As far as setting the forward and back engagement, I'm using a fixed distance for now. If someday I decide I want to change it, I can always cut in the middle, and I have plenty of room to add a sliding mechanism. So should be pretty good, but you know, it's just one of those things where taking my time with it, trying to be really careful, because this is the stuff that, you know, can get you in trouble if you're sloppy. So also, I think since the last video, we did the rear Oberlins mounts on the last video, but I never went through what I did on the front. So I actually had to rebuild the front lower buckets, and you can't really see it here. Let's see if I can get, yeah, so I had to do the front lower buckets and essentially build out the way that these Oberlins connect through here. And you can sort of see there's like a pocket now. But overall, the whole thing is just a little bit beefier design, which I'm all about. Not trying to save weight in my lower control arms. That's not where I want to save it. So just making sure I'm good and safe there, because I don't want to wad this thing up. So going to continue to make progress on this thing. Obviously, things have slowed down a little bit, but I'm also getting to the point where, like, you have to spend money to make progress. Like, I can't just fabricate everything. I have to, like, save money and buy nice parts, and y'all know how that is. So I'm not skimping on anything. I'm gonna make sure I try to keep the quality of the build up where I want it, and, you know, just keep things moving around. And there was a fair amount of time getting set up and tooling and getting set up with this machine. I mean, that thing almost took me 2 months worth of tweaking and wiring and getting dialed in the way I wanted it. So, you know, it does consume a little bit of time. So that's good to go now. This guy is now back to the absolute center of attention, and I'm gonna try to keep things moving along. So if you guys are good with these update videos, just sort of keeping you up to the loop with what's going on, let me know. I'm gonna try to get some more video time to do some edits and show sort of more the process that I'm going through for most of this stuff. But a lot of it, like I said, is more design. It's kind of tedious. It doesn't make the best video content. So, you know, if you like what you're seeing, let me know. I appreciate it. If not, let me know too. I don't care. It's fine. Have a good one. And until I talk to you next time, keep after it.